If anyone had any doubts about the political power of social media, the revolutions of the Arab Spring put paid to those. Social networking sites are also giving everyday people real economic power.
The internet is a consumer-dominated medium. It's consumer-controlled. So there are some very powerful platforms.
So I think social networking identifies a desire in the population, a fundamental human desire to communicate, to have your voice heard.
Every day, millions of opinions about products are posted online. For companies, this torrent of information can give up hugely valuable market research, if they can sort what's useful.
It's generating massive amounts of unstructured data, and in order to understand that unstructured data and really find the gems that are in it, you need to apply advanced data techniques to it, and that's hence why we've launched social media analytics as a particular product to aid organisations in that space.
A whole industry has sprung up to help firms find those gems. Social media analytics, or data mining, is, at its simplest, a technique for searching for what is said about companies or products online and collating it into usable data. A very modern kind of market research.
So at the core of all Meltwater services, they're built on the foundation of mining the internet for relevant content and conversations, and making sure that businesses or our customers find insight to make well-informed decisions.
Meltwater Drive and Buzz is aiming to grow into a $100 million business in the next 3 years. But to do so, it has to process vast numbers of online conversations, which is a huge task.
Today, we have around 200 million different sources in our solution, bringing in more than bringing in between 50 and 100 million conversations a day.
But thanks to the rate of development of both software and hardware, this is now achievable.
And the scale of data mining is increasing all the time. The cost of the unit cost of data mining is going down all the time.
Meaning the service is more affordable and giving companies a better understanding of how customers really feel. But despite the obvious power of social networking, it's something many firms continue to ignore.
We commissioned some research with The Economist earlier this year, some incredible results. Only 22% of those who responded were using social media to help with their customer strategy. A massive amount of organisations, 75%, didn't actually know where their most valuable customers were talking about them online. Shocking.
The value of decent online information is massive, but so too, of course, is the investment required to harvest it.
We've spent more than $10 million on acquiring technology and talent, and this is going to be a process that we will continue with.
It's also hard to keep up with online slang.
Consider the word sick. If you're a client like AstraZeneca or Abbott Labs, then being sick is probably a fairly bad thing. If you're a games company like Electronic Arts, then this game is sick is a very positive thing.
Just as you get market leaders amongst companies, in the online world there are individuals who carry more influence. For example, people with many followers on Twitter or friends on Facebook. Companies like PeerIndex help firms find them.
You kind of know who the top people are, but there's this magic middle of people who are easier to reach and in some ways much more engaged with your product because they've built up their audience around an interest, and that audience really trusts them.
The number of online users is growing exponentially, which could give serious opportunities for growth, especially as the emerging markets of the East go online. But is it really any more than an overhyped and trendy form of market research?
And social media is the latest thing about which marketers are sort of hyperventilating. Mobile is the other, mobile advertising is the other, and both of them are important. They've both been predicted for a long time, but if you want to understand your customers, you don't rely on any single source.
Many view social media as a black box, but what we like to think is that it's really going back to the age-old business principle of really listening to your customers.
Sometimes the best thing is just to concentrate on making a good product. After all, if you do that, your customers will spread the word, whether it's online or on the street.